Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today I want to talk about what I see for people as far as well, before I jump into that, let me go over some statistics. So in the US, I don't know what it is recently now, but last time I checked, it was at least 5 years ago, is that in America, 95% of the household in America was making less than $50,000 a year. Now, don't get me wrong. Listen, I grew up of course, born and raised in Jamaica, but I grew up in Wilmington, Delaware. And, don't get me wrong. I'm not regretting anything in my life. I'm grateful. My parents made, whatever they could, to make it work for us as kids. And not to say that you can't live a decent life with whatever salary that is, but it's like I really want to help people in general just to really ask more for yourself. Like, you deserve more, really. You know what I'm saying? And instead of settling for what you have, I'm challenging people really to really start asking and want more for themselves. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy as kids when you're growing up. It's like, like 18, 19 years old. It's like, wow, you're excited. It's like you have all these plans and goals, and it's like you're working towards them. And then, at a certain point, for some people, 25, some people it's 30, it's like they just give up on those goals. You know what I mean? And it's like, what I really am looking to do is to change people's trajectory, is really help them understand that, that there's more is possible for them. It's like, I just really want you to desire to have more. See, I can work with that. See, if you desire to have more than what you have right now, that in itself is self-motivation. It's motivating you to go create more than what you have right now. So in essence, where it starts is you just really wanting more than what you have. And that's what I'm imploring you to do. I'm inspiring you to want more, more of whatever there is. See, there's no space to create something better if you're satisfied with what you have. I mean, that's one of the biggest disease there is, in my opinion, is, just complacency. Is people just resigned, to just accepting everything the way they are. All those things I've shared with you really is just to really provoke you to think more and start desiring more. And that's the whole point of having a goal in the first place. So today, I guess the topic is really desire. I don't know how to go ahead and create that in you, but I want you to understand that you must have that. You must have it. And just challenge yourself to think more. Like, what would you want more of for yourself? Maybe, and it's not just financial wise, I'm just saying across the board. It's just, I want you to challenge yourself. But coming back to money though, because yes, just like oxygen, we need it, right? So statistic again is that 95% of American households making less than $50,000 a year. I don't know what it is now, but that was at least 5 years ago when I checked that statistic. To change that, one of the things I learned, just over the years, is that in order for a person to be really successful, or in order for a person to be a millionaire, let me say it like that. I'm not talking, but there's different types of success. Mother Teresa was successful. I don't even think she ever had $1 million in her bank account. But my point is that I'm not talking about just you being, successful, because successful is doing what you want to do. I got that. But in the meantime, you can also create, a business, a financial vehicle that can create the life that you want for yourself in the future, as well as generational wealth to come. So one of the things I learned is that business is one of the easiest way to transform a community, a country. It's like, I was looking at it, when you get a chance, I want y'all to watch this, Ray Dalio, How Economy Work. And that video right there, I've watched that maybe 5 times over a period of a year or two. And it really helped you to understand how economies work. It helps you understand the basics of every transaction, understanding markets, you know. But coming back to this though, for you as an individual, I really just want you to understand that every single person, it's your birthright, in my opinion, to be a millionaire, you know. And I know it's a topic that people don't want to talk about, but hey, I'm not here to pacify you. I'm here to provoke you into doing what's necessary to change your life. If you don't talk about it, then how do you expect anything to change with it? You know what I mean? So it's like I want you to get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. You know what I mean? Because that's where the growth lies. If you talk about stuff that you used to, just look at it like this. Oh my gosh, this is one of the biggest one. It's like one of the things that people say all the time, and it's so funny. I laugh when I hear it. Is they say, keep your ideas to yourself, keep your goals to yourself, keep your plan to yourself. And that sounds good, but shoot, how well is that working for people? It's not working, man. You got to get in the habit of really expressing what it is that you want. You got to get it out of you, man. You got to say it, It's like until you get, comfortable having some of these uncomfortable conversations, your life will never change. See, it's like going to the gym to work out, to gain muscles or lose weight or whatever the case is. It would never happen without you putting in the work. Putting in the work means, hey, you got to do things that are uncomfortable. When you're working out, at first you're sore. And, the more you do it, the less sore it gets. And eventually you don't even feel it. As a matter of fact, you get excited about going to work out because not only are you past the pain threshold, but it's like, it's adding to what you have, whatever that is, whether you're losing weight or building muscles. Same thing here, guys. Same thing here. It's that in order to change your mentality, which is what controls and give you everything you want and need, you got to force yourself in the beginning to start thinking and having conversations that you're not normally used to having. It's like the definition of crazy. What is the definition of crazy? It's to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. It's like people in general is programmed to, not that they don't have goals, they have goals, but they're not willing to change in order to accomplish those goals, so they never get those goals. In order for you to accomplish anything beyond where you are right now, you must realize that you're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have to be uncomfortable. That means, again, having conversation about money. You know what I'm saying? And understanding that. So, I know I'm running off on a lot of tangents here, but it's like one of the points I want you to get to is this. When you look at, I believe that everybody at some point or another, if you want any level of real financial freedom, you must be a business owner. Now, let me explain with that. So that's not to say that you're going to, just overnight become a genius entrepreneur or become a successful business owner overnight. Not necessarily. Again, the difference, right now, though, is that I'm literally going to give you the tools for business. And I think this is our transition point where you've learned enough of the basics now. I'll definitely continue to add more stuff over time, but I kind of want to paint the picture of the next step. The next step for you right now, wherever you at, whether you have the, great job, whatever the case is. And look, I'm happy for you. If you're doing anything that you love, believe me, that's a blessing. That's awesome. Whether you're a teacher, a nurse, or whatever it is, that's great. Keep doing that. You're making a difference in other people's lives. But I also want you to think about, your long-term future, your retirement, as well as, generational wealth that you're looking to leave behind for your kids, or just really making an impact on the world. So it's like, I'll have more sessions on this, but for today, what I just want to say is that just realize that in order for you to really be financially free, you got to at some point become a business owner, you know. And you could become a business owner obviously by buying shares in a company. You can become an investor if you find somebody that's viable, you know, like, and you can, you know, if you're not sure, find companies or people that can kind of vent, just to make sure that, you know, if you are going to be an investor, because investors own businesses, they own stake in a business, you know. Whether you're buying one share in a business, I mean, that's not much ownership, but hey, it's ownership regardless. So the point I'm trying to get at, though, is that at some point you have to become a business owner. And to be honest with you, you know, as you listen to these videos and you become more enlightened, like I keep saying that because it's true, the more enlightened you get, the more thoughts you have, the more ideas you get. And again, I keep saying it over and over, ideas are the most valuable thing in this world. Every day as I'm talking to you, all I'm doing really is giving you ideas. My whole conversation is nothing but a rattle of a bunch of ideas. And, you know, for different people, different ideas, things that I say inspire them or catch them or, you know, motivate them to take action. But again, coming back to the main theme for today is that for right now, I want you to create the desire for a better version of you. Like, what do you want more in life of? You know, create that desire, you know, to want more, because that's where it starts. Is you have to want more than what you have right now, because again, without that, there's no real forward movement. And then, of course, like I said, you gotta, you know, realize too that at some point you gotta be a business owner if you desire to have a certain level of financial wealth that you're trying to create, not just for yourself but for your family to come. And I don't think people just, you know, don't want to be a business owner. Just like with anything else, I think those that say they don't want to be a business owner is because they don't understand or know or even believe that they're capable of being that. So over time, what I'm looking to do is just take away all the excuses, you know, that's stopping you from being, you know, that bigger, better you, which ultimately adds or incorporate you being a business owner at some point. I'm not saying quit your jobs. Hell no. I'm saying, look, work smart, work your job, but also create something for yourself in addition to that. And then at some point, whatever you're working on, it can replace your job. Unless your job is like my company, where anybody that work for me can become a business partner over time. You know, and I think companies will adapt this as time goes by, because when you give people a stake in your company, or the opportunity at least to get a stake in your company, you will realize that you create some of the hardest working people that you ever meet. You know, who go above and beyond, take initiatives, and really treat the business as theirs. And as they do that, then sure, at some point, you deserve that, you know, and that's how it works. So in every business I own and every business I'll ever own, I will always give away 30% of my business. You know, 10% stake to people, to each individual that really deserves it. So that they can have that ownership stake, you know, because having ownership stake for anyone that owned 10% of my company, within 5 years, that 10% is worth to them $1 million with a $10 million valuation for the company. So for you that's starting off, though, that obviously is not working for me yet, because I haven't bought those type of business in that space yet or whatever, but with time, as you can see from my goal, I own over 300,000 companies. So you can always find any company to work with, you know what I mean, if that's what you desire to do. And of course, I'll help you become a business owner as long as you have two qualities that I look for: hard worker and a student mentality. See, if you find people with those two qualities, then, you know, you can train them to be anything that you want them to be. You know what I'm saying? And they'll do it gladly, because nobody has ever taken that interest in them before, or even give them that opportunity, or even think of giving them that opportunity. So, again, to tie this back in before I end this convo for today, is that I want you to create a desire to be more than what you are. Desire to be more than what you are right now, because that's the beginning of you changing your life. Without you creating a desire to want more, you will never change from where you are right now. So I want you to increase your level of desire. Find things that you want more of, and focus on that for a while. Start thinking about that more. Don't worry about what you have in front of you now or what you think you're capable of doing. None of that means anything. You know, again, two rules of goals. You just need to know where you're going and just know that you're going to get there. Just believe that you're going to get there. That's all. I'm not asking you to master how to run a business or none of that stuff. Listen, I'm going to tell you something real quick. In my business right now, I've been running, that business now for about 4 years. For the last 2 years, I haven't fixed not one damn car. Don't need to. See, you don't have to. When most people think of business owner, they think about physically working on whatever it is or being an expert in certain thing. You don't have to be. All you need to do, like Henry Ford said, is hire the smartest people in the room. You hire the people that are the best at what you need to have done and inspire them to become a leader or a partner with you over time. And they will work harder than you could work. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, they're skilled in that area, so they're more effective than you could ever possibly be. So again, I don't want you to think about what you have. I want you to get away from that. I want you to focus on simply focusing on what you want, period. That's it. But it starts with desire, though. I don't want to run off on a million tangents today, but I think that's a lot. It's jam-packed with a lot of ideas. I want you to think about that. But most important, again, is that you're going to focus from now on, here on out, and figuring out how to increase your desire. Basically, finding things that you want, and you think about those more. Maybe you want to take 2 vacations a year. Maybe you want to make X amount per week. Whatever that goal is, as long as it's more than what you're doing right now, it's a good goal. You don't have to set it from 1 to 10. Just go a little bit higher than what you are right now, if that's what it takes for you to get going. You got some people like me who's like, we shoot for the moon every time, but you don't need to do all that. Just go a little bit more than where you are right now. Become uncomfortable. You will never grow without being uncomfortable. Be uncomfortable. Listen, I love you people. I really believe in you. I want you to know that. And like I said, we're creating this, man. Like this stuff here, I'm literally making it up as I go. But guess what? It's better than what the hell you got now. When was the last time somebody tell you that you're the greatest and you are a giant? You know what I'm saying? I want you to believe that. Start believing that. And as I continue to talk to you, at this point, I'm going to really start transitioning more into the entrepreneurs. And even if you're not that now, you can still take lessons for it and use it to incorporate as, you build that side hustle or whatever you're going to do on the side right now to really help you to develop the habits of business owner and entrepreneurship. But anyways, I could talk forever. Y'all have an amazing day.